I'm taking this very seriously now. If you can't tell, I'm wearing a polo and a hat. I showered and brushed my teeth today. Today's a big day for me.
That is a big day. Did you have to leave the house?
No, I haven't made it outside in a while, but
Hello and welcome to the Gambling Racket, the sports gambling podcast aimed at giving you the angles and insights into successfully betting on professional tennis. My name is Ben, and I'm joined by my buddy here, Chris. Today's a big day. We've been away for a little longer than usual, but as you can see, you caught Chris and I here in France grabbing a croissant and a bevy while we waited for the Roland Garros draw, and lo and behold, the day is here, Chris. I hope you've had your fill because we're about to go through the draw. Give our live reactions to the matchups we can expect to see in round one, talk a little bit about projections into the later rounds, and we'll also hit up just some futures odds. I know you and I already have a bet placed on the future of the French Open, but we've got updated odds because the draw is finally out and the qualifiers are still finishing up, which kind of affects the odds for winning quarter as well. So we'll talk about that. Chris, how are you feeling? You feeling good today?
I'm still looking for my friend Roland Garros. Have you seen him?
Yeah, he's the one that actually has to do the draw. So he's he picks like names out of a hat or some shit. He's a busy guy today, but he said he'd be by later. This place turns into a nightclub at night, so he actually DJs on Wednesdays. So we missed him by one day, but today, hey, we'll sit back with Roland, have a drink, and talk to the draw. Maybe we'll get some insights into how he rigged this draw for Rafa to win, right?
Yeah. Anybody out there that had those conspiracy theories, there's no one in tennis that wanted to see this matchup. It's not good for the viewers. It's not good for the fans. It's not even good for his haters. It's not good for anybody. Nobody wants to see Rafa go out immediately. Unfortunately, though, I do think that is what happens. But honestly, I'm not going to bet on it because I want Rafa to somehow pull this one out of his butt.
Yeah. You and I think a majority of the tennis world does. Like, we're watching one of the greats
And
on
you
his
know I'm a
swan
big Z
song.
fan.
Yeah, true. You are a big Z fan. This is the swan song most likely for Nadal in France on the last major he'll play on clay. And who doesn't? Everyone wants to say they saw the legend play. I'm going to tell my grandkids I saw Tiger play. I'm going to tell them I saw who's going to piss people off. I'll tell them I saw Mariano Rivera pitch.
Uh, Wander
For
Franco is his favorite player.
is it? Wait, really?
Your favorite player.
Oh no, no, no. Oh man, I thought you were talking about Rafa. Man, I was like, what? That is an odd twist. I hope he deleted those tweets whenever he made them. Jeez.
For anyone who didn't get that joke, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we don't need to dive into that. That's another episode on a different podcast. But let's jump into the draw, Chris, because we've got it here in front of us. If you need to take a break to take a bite of your baguette or whatever you got in front of you, please do. But I'm going to start with the number one seed, who you and I both have a futures bet on. We placed this at, it feels like at least a month ago, back when his odds were plus 250 to be the outright winner. Novak Djokovic. He is uncharacteristically playing in the 250 tournament this week because he's just not had enough time to play on clay this season so far due to a couple early exits. The draw has seen him get bumped up, though, to plus 300. He's right behind Carlos Alcaraz, who, with most likely the easiest draw of the top seeds, is at plus 250. So Djokovic will be playing Herbert in the first round. What do you think about that? What do you think about those odds jumping up, Chris?
I love it. I'm gonna double down on it.
Two
There,
times?
so I pay too much attention to the Joker haters, the people who are delusional, and I've seen a lot of them like, oh man, he must know he's cooked if he's playing in this challenger before. My boy is locked in. He doesn't care who he has to play. He wants live practice. He wants to play the best people he possibly can in the run up to the French Open. He knows how to take care of himself. He knows how to take care of his body. I could definitely see him tomorrow, even if he wins, saying, I'm done. I'm going to go to the French Open now. Whatever. He's gonna pull up before it's too late. He's gonna be refueled for the biggest tournament of the year. He knows that this is going to be maybe one of his last shots at actually winning it. Because Father Time is the enemy of us all, and he knows it, and he is locked in. I love my bet. I'm going to grab another 2 units on plus 300. And today I got a real juicy prop on FanDuel. Shout out to FanDuel.
Okay.
I got the double play, Djokovic or Tsitsipas, French Open winner, plus 225. Got a unit on that.
Wow,
I love
that's not bad. Okay.
I think Tsitsipas is on the cusp of a breakthrough. This is a very interesting tournament because we haven't seen Jannik Sinner or Carlos playing for a couple weeks. What kind of form are they going to show up in? How come they're not out of qualifier sharpening their skills? Who are they practicing with right now? There's a lot of unknowns going into this, and I think if Tsitsipas was ever going to come out on top, this is his moment. So if anybody wants to sprinkle the Tsitsipas plus 900, I think that's a great bet.
I love that. Okay. Yeah. Tsitsipas sitting at the 9th seed. He's down in the 3rd quarter. We'll definitely get to him. I'm with you. I'm rooting for Tsitsipas. I think he's got a little extra motivation now. Not only did he drop out, he dropped out of the top 10, leaving that vacancy for a one-handed backhander in the top 10 for the first time in too long, it feels like. But also he broke up with Paula, and everyone's been speculating as to who was wrong, who was right, even though the messaging was that it was a great time and this is amicable breakup. I love revenge Tsitsipas. Stefanos plus 900, that's not a bad bet at all. And to get either him or Novak, who, man, imagine you sitting a couple weeks from now watching the two of them face off in the finals at Roland Garros. You'll be feeling real good about that. I love that. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, shout out FanDuel too.
Shout out Paula Badosa. You are still a baddie, and I'm ready to settle down with you and have kids whenever you're ready. I know Stefanos is busy, but I can take care of you. So just let me know.
Oh, yes. Good for you stepping up, being a responsible dad, father figure. Love that. I bet the fans love that too. Viewers, if you're listening, take notes.
Paula.
Take notes. Card God knows what's up when it comes to raising a family. All right, Novak. If he gets through, by the way, I should add, totally on your side with how Djokovic has been playing. How I think he's taken this seriously. A lot of chatter this year about how he's really like his number one focus is the Olympics, and maybe that's true. But I think as seen by him playing this week and just watching him run circles around a guy who's not in terrible form, Hanfman, and then moving the next day over to playing Griekspoor, who's been in pretty good form in the later half of this clay season as well.
Yeah, he's not playing schlubs.
Exactly. Yeah, and he was 37 years old, just all over the court today. Love to see it. I'm loving our bet too. We're looking for Novak to make a very deep run and hopefully win this thing. Hey, I'll tell my kids I saw Rafa and Joker play.
And
all right,
not each other this time though.
Exactly. Unfortunately, that would have been cool though. So we do have a legacy matchup coming. We'll get to that pretty soon. So Djokovic is playing Herbert. The winner will play the winner of Carballes Baena and Lestien. From there, we got Gael Monfils and Thiago Seyboth Wild. That'll be a good, exciting matchup. Older versus younger guy. Two different styles completely as well. Then we've got Galan versus Musetti. Musetti, if he moves on, he could be a big threat to Novak. So that's one to watch there. He's sitting at the 30th seed. So Galan's no slouch, but I definitely expect Musetti to make it into the second and third, potentially third round. Moving on from there, we've got Francisco Cerundolo facing who we just talked about, Yannick Hanfman. Then we've got a qualifier who's going to be playing Chris O'Connell, the Australian. Fabio Fognini will be playing your boy with the four names, Botic van der Zandschulp. That'll be an interesting one. Hopefully Fognini can keep his cool because Botic has been playing some competitive matches lately. The winner of that match will be playing the winner of Pedro Cachin and Tommy Paul. So if Vic was here, he'd be stroking Tommy off because he just loves him some Tommy Paul. who doesn't love the way he's been playing? He was real competitive last week. Love to see him making a deep run like that. You've got a comment for Tommy?
No, I do wish Vic was here though. But Tommy's playing really well since the ankle sprain. He's got Matthew McConaughey tweeting about him. He's coming in playing some of the best tennis of his life. But it's just crazy, man. Every one of these matchups, hard to tell who's going to come out on top. There's a lot of people in form. There's a lot of really great matchups in this first round.
Yeah, absolutely. So we could see let's see, what would this be to make the quarterfinal? I believe Tommy Paul, the 14th seed, playing Novak Djokovic. That'd be an awesome matchup. That would be, so to make the quarterfinal. Right on the other side of that quarterfinal matchup is the number 12 seed, Taylor Fritz. He's going to be facing Federico Coria, who just hasn't been looking too great. He suffered kind of a bad loss this week. Definitely expect Fritz to move on from this matchup, where he will face the winner of Dusan Lajovic and Roman Safulin. Not too excited about this matchup. I think both of these guys could have their day, but are not too much of a threat here.
Who did Taylor Fritz lose to in the last tournament?
Let's see. He lost to Zverev, right? I think it was Zverev. No?
It was an upset.
Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong tournament. In the finals, you mean?
No, he didn't make the finals.
Oh, we're talking about this week. Yeah, kind of people not taking.
Yeah, you're talking about Madrid.
Seriously. Yeah, sorry about that. I forgot he even played this week. I haven't been plugged into tennis.
Yeah, that's true.
Early round this much this week. Not even because of personal things. It's just I don't think too many folks take this. I think the people that take this week before Roland Garros super seriously are the guys that know they're not going to win, or they don't have a shot at winning, so they try and pick up a victory right before when the top competitors are kind of taking it easy.
Yeah, get those ATP points and that cash money.
So a Fritz upset doesn't really weigh too much in my my calculations as how well he's going to do.
No, I agree. He's been playing great.
The next matchup though is two Australians playing each other. Kind of a ripoff here. I don't really like to see that, but Alexei Popyrin is going to be playing Dasani Kokkinakis. The winner of that matchup will play either a qualifier or lucky loser, depending on where they slot the lucky loser, against Adrian Manarino, the 22nd seed. I'm really, you know what? As many times, and it hasn't been many, but as many times as I've bet on Manarino this season, I can't wait till this guy has stopped being seeded at these bigger tournaments, because he just does not show up anymore. He just doesn't have it. It's really sad to see, but hey, he's in France. I get it. They're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. They want to see him play. He's a Frenchman.
You're a big fan of people picking their spots.
I am, and as we talked about this on the podcast before, and as you and Vic have both now admitted that people have picked their spots pretty clearly in a week like this. So it happens. It happens. Not everyone tries to win every matchup as hard as they can. Moving on, we've got Tomas Martin Echeverry playing Arthur Cajot. I'm kind of interested in that one. We haven't seen too much of Cajot since his pretty fun run at the Australian Open. He's had some good appearances in the later hardcourt tournaments in France, but in clay, we haven't seen too much of Cajot, and he got injured. So maybe he can make a fun comeback here.
Cajot.
Yeah, I'm not betting on him, but I'm hoping to see a competitive match. A guy like Echeverry, though, the 28 seed, you can definitely expect him to make a decent run. He'll be facing most likely Echeverry will be facing the winner of Rinderknech and Adam Walton, Australian wild card. From there, we've got another qualifier who will be playing hated on this podcast by some, Alejandro Davidovich Fokina. He's the Spaniard is playing a qualifier and will face the winner of one of the better matchups in the first round in the first quarter, Jacob Mensik and Casper Ruud. So real quick, you were talking about this before we started recording. Casper Ruud kind of looking a little shaky in the later half of this clay season. And he's going up against Jacob Mensik, a younger talent, but has had issues with his fitness. So what are your thoughts on this one?
I think it goes 3 sets. Or no, I'm sorry. I think, it's going to take Casper a lot longer to beat this guy than it should. but I still think he gets by just because of the level of difference here. Also,
remember, not 3 sets. This is the best of 5.
right. That's what if fitness was a problem with 3 sets,
Yeah, it's tough, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm so like. Even if the guy wins and takes a set from Casper, like there's plenty of room for him to come back. I do love 5-set tennis. I love 5-set tennis.
Hell yeah.
It really gives you like who's the better tennis player, who's focused on their conditioning, who's the better athlete. Love it, and especially on clay. 5 rounds on clay, and that's what I'm saying, man. Cajo is in for a world of hurt. He hasn't been playing much. You got a bunch of people that have been clay rats for 2-3 months already this year. So like he's just very steep learning curve. But Q1, I would say ADF is the dark horse, and I would expect a Djokovic, Taylor Fritz quarterfinal.
Ooh, okay. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. Unless Casper has been saving up some really exceptional tennis for the past month since he, took home his first non-250 level championship. We just haven't seen awesome tennis from him, and maybe he can make a decent run here, but I'm with you, man. I think not only would it be a pretty exciting quarterfinal matchup between Fritz and Djokovic, I think Fritz could give him a run for his money. I think he could definitely take it longer than 3 sets. Do I think he wins? No, but I think we'd see a fun match. All right, so we're gonna have an episode, a full length episode covering Roland Garros, where we're gonna go through some quarters, and we're gonna tweet them out as well. Quarter winner odds, and we'll tweet those out in time because by the time we film the next episode, it's going to be after the start of round 1. But just want to let you guys know that those odds and bets are coming if you're following us on social media. So I'll make another plug for that at the end of this conversation here. But we're not talking about that now. That's the reason why. Instead, I'm going to move on to quarter 2. All right, here we go. This is it. Big Z, Alexander Zverev, coming off a really solid win in Rome. Cashed a plus 1,000 future on him. Felt good, felt really good. And it was even, normally my future bets are half a unit, but I made this one. I just felt good about Sasha. Made it a full unit, so profited a clean 10 units on that bet. But he's got the fucking unsavory duty of kicking Rafa Nadal out of his final French Open. Man, again, we'll have a more in-depth conversation about this for sure, but I do not envy Zverev's position here. But I don't see how he loses. I do. You can never rule out Rafa, but yeah, go ahead, Chris.
If you want to talk about a guy picking his spots, this is literally, I can die on the court, Rafa.
Like, I hope so. His hips better fucking explode, dude. I want to see gore.
And honestly, if you would ask me 2 months ago, I would have leaned more towards Rafa. But Zverev is playing very well right now.
I know,
and I guess the clay slows down his big serve some, takes away a little bit of that advantage. But he's moving better. He's really playing well. Rafa's got his work cut out for him, and I wish he would do something about that ball spot.
Man, what do you want him to do? What do you want him to do? Wear a wig?
Whatever LeBron James and Michael Irvin did.
He wear one of just those full caps. How about that?
Hair plugs.
Or hair plug. Yeah. Well, LeBron definitely knows something about that. We'll address this more in the future, but the 4 seed Zverev taking on Rafa Nadal. The winner, this is not an easy quarter by any means. So the winner's going to play the winner of David Goffin and Mpetshi. I think that's how you say his name. Mpetshi Perricard, the French wild card. From there, we've got the Australian Rinky Hijikata is playing the Italian Darderi. Darderi's having a pretty, he's having some pretty good showings on clay. We haven't seen much of Hijikata at the ATP level on clay this season. Mackenzie McDonald is slated to play. We'll see what happens, but I don't know if we've seen Mackenzie all year due to injury. and he's got to come back and play Talon Griekspoor, who put up an okay fight against Djokovic today, but he's no slouch. So the 26th seed Griekspoor should breeze right through. Most likely a getting back into form Mackenzie McDonald, the American. Moving on to the 18th seed, Karen Khachanov is going to face who everyone thought was the sick joke against Zverev in Sumit Nagal. It is not a Nagal-Nadal mix-up this time. Nagal Sumit will be playing Karen Khachanov. The winner of that. Go ahead.
He's going to get smoked.
Oh, yeah. Poor Sumit. But hey, I saw Sumit had a pretty decent practice session the other day with someone who was pretty good. Like, it might have even been Rafa. I don't know. I don't think it was Rafa, but he had a practice session the other day.
No, I mean, yeah, he's not bad at all, but Karen's been playing really well.
Yeah, I mean, Sumit represents a relatively unrepresented region of the world. You want to see him show up. Karen is playing really well.
That's why I root for my boy Shelbaya.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that we talked about him on like episode 7 or something. Okay, I forgot about that. The winner of that matchup, though, will be playing either Marcus Giron, the American, or a qualifier. From there, we've got Flavio Caboli, who you just cashed a big parlay on today, I believe, which is great. Sir. Caboli will also be playing a qualifier as of right now. We don't know who that is. Daniel Evans is going to be playing Holger Rune. That's one of the higher profile matchups in the second quarter for the first round. That'll be a fun one. Alex de Minaur is playing Alex Michelsen. That's Michelsen beat Fritz, right?
Yeah.
That's who it was. So Michelsen, young American. De Minaur, hey, I gave him shit for looking like shit against Nadal when he kind of gave him that match in Madrid, and he definitely fucking did. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, exactly. But even since then, he hasn't looked that great. So de Minaur might actually be slouching. He's definitely not the same guy that we saw on hard court this year.
He's slumping.
Yeah. Can Michelsen capitalize on that? I'm not sure. Maybe his confidence is a little high because he just beat his fellow American Taylor Fritz, which has got to feel really good. So
Fritz is basically the American king right now.
Yeah, exactly. So who knows? Maybe he can give de Minaur a run for his money. De Minaur is the 11th seed. So the winner of that matchup will play the winner of another decent matchup here. Two Spaniards, Jaime Munar and Roberto Batista Agu. Everyone hates RBA except me on this podcast. I believe not a big 3-name podcast.
Too many names.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of, the very next matchup is Jan-Lennard Struff, JLS, who has cursed one of the members of this podcast. Struff will be facing a qualifier as well. Favorite of the podcast, however, moving on to the next matchup, is Alexander Bublik, who pulled out a 2-set comeback today in where are they? In Lyon or Geneva? I think he's in Lyon.
Alexander, if you ever watch this, I love you. What a match. You had me as a non-believer so many times, and you just kept gutting it out. And then as soon as the announcers were like, in 3-set matches this year, Alexander's 10-0. I said, hammer, 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 hammer. And now you're 11-0, baby. I love you.
We gotta give Vic the courtesy of saying that anytime you see the Bublik racket smash, which happened after he lost that first set, you
don't
bet
give
Bublik.
Out this tip. Don't give out this tip.
Hey, this is a gambling podcast.
This is the lock of the century. If Bublik smashes that racket, that means that he actually cares. And the guy's pretty dang good when he actually cares.
He's got a pretty strong record when it happens. So just for Vic's sake, if you are looking, which I really hope Vic isn't going to do this, but if you're looking to bet Bublik to win the French Open, his current odds are plus 20,000. That's 2 and 4 zeros. 20,000. Yeah. So I wouldn't bet on it again because I'm not insane. And the
100 units.
The second quarter is looking pretty tough. but he'll be facing a qualifier. Moving down to the last few matchups in the second quarter, we've got Mariano Navone, who's looked really great. He's got a title under his belt in the clay season so far. He'll be playing Pablo Carreno Busta from Spain. Then we've got Nuno Borges facing Tomas Mahach. Has potential to be a decent matchup. I'm not a big Borges guy, but I'm hoping to see some good tennis there. When I see the line come out, if it's got some good value, I'll definitely tweet that one out.
That's just because Nuno Borges is the best.
I know
he's been playing very well. He had a
that
big win recently. I'd have to look up who it was, but he upset somebody pretty good here recently.
Okay, all right.
Nuno.
Last two matchups in the first round and the second quarter are Miramir Kecmanovic, who will be playing a qualifier, and the number 5 seed Daniil Medvedev is playing Dominik Koepfer from Germany. So a lot of folks are kind of lamenting seeing Medvedev as the 5 seed. I believe if Zverev didn't win Rome, Zverev would have gotten the 5 seed and Medvedev would have gotten the 4 seed and would have been playing Nadal, who he likely has a much better chance against. So fate is a cruel mistress. We'll put it like that for a lot of Nadal fans out there. But any reflections, Chris? What are your quick reactions to that second quarter? Headlined by Zverev and Nadal, bottom lined by Medvedev and Koepfer.
Honestly, Koepfer also been playing well. I think he has a better shot than he's being given, but I'm not betting against Medvedev here. Medvedev looked like butt cheeks against FAA here recently. FAA also here at the French Open. We'll talk about him in a minute, but I like Mariano Navone. I think he makes a deeper run than people give him credit for. That's about all I got. Go Boo Bleak. I'm rooting for you, buddy. Big Z, I think, ends up taking this quarter. But I would not be shocked if somebody else knocked him off.
Okay. The thing I've kind of made my commentary as I go, but the thing I'm a little surprised about is that Holger Rune it feels like he's being ruled out of this quarter in the first round. Like, folks are looking to take Daniel Evans over him. And he is a semi-finalist from last year. He played Casper Ruud. I think he lost to Casper Ruud last year. He's no stranger to late stages of the French Open, and no one's talking about Holger. I know he's got his own issues, but
we don't talk about Holger.
Sure, I haven't heard that one, but it's just interesting to me. So I'm not looking to bet Rune. His outright odds are plus 4,000, which is actually lower than I expected. But
yeah, do not see value there.
Yeah, same. I'm not looking to bet him at all. I just thought the conversation around him was a little weird. In comparison, Holger is the 13 seed. Alex de Minaur, who's right next to him on the bracket, only on the bottom half, is the 11 seed, and de Minaur is plus 12,500 to win. So big disparity there. Yeah, and I feel like de Minaur's got a relatively easier road than Rune would. So interesting, very interesting. Okay. However, I am going to keep moving unless you have any other comments about the second quarter, Chris.
No, I think we're taking too long. Let's go Q3, baby.
Do you want me to go?
If Carlos has been resting, a lot of people are in a lot of trouble. I really want to know how his forearm's doing. I can't find anything about it. It sounds like they're keeping that under wraps. But that's my biggest threat to Joker in this tournament, I think, is Carlos. And kid's got the stamina to do the 5 sets. He's young. He's a young gunner, a young stunner, and he's going to stun a lot of people in this tournament. I could see him making the finals. But my boy Joker's locked in, beats him in 5 sets. So running through the third quarter, I think Arthur Fee is.
Are you trying to wrap this up?
No. I'm
just
giving you my spiel.
Easy. Well, no, sorry. I think the fourth quarter is the easiest. Sorry.
So I would say it's a good quarter.
Third quarter, I'd say, is the easiest.
But Tsitsipas ranked ninth behind Rublev. The expected quarterfinal would be Alcaraz versus Rublev. I like Andre, don't get me wrong, but I don't think that he's going to make the quarter here. A lot of landmines, and I don't think he can get through Tsitsipas or Alcaraz. Are you looking at the bracket? Who would he have to play to make the quarterfinal?
Who, Alcaraz or Rublev?
Rublev.
Rublev would have to go most likely through Tsitsipas.
Okay, yeah, and I think Tsitsipas gets there. So I'm predicting Alcaraz, Tsitsipas quarterfinal. I personally think that's going to be a really epic matchup. I think they're pretty close in skill level on clay, and yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I do not agree with that. I think Alcaraz is by far the better player on clay. Not by far. I should say he is a tier above. Like Alcaraz, I think we are going to be talking about him like we were talking about Rafa in a couple decades, maybe, if you can keep up that long. I think he is
He
a
needs some
prodigy.
consistency. He needs some consistency.
Yeah, he's young. He's coming into his form still, I think, but this is his first opportunity to win the French because of it's such an easy draw, in my opinion. And I don't see a guy like Tsitsipas standing in his way. Bad wrist, bad forearm, bad whatever. I don't see anyone in his way. So let's see. He's got to go through a qualifier, then likely Draper, then Sebastian Korda in the third round. No problem there. From there, maybe Ben Shelton, maybe FAA, if FAA is back on his like I can beat Casper Ruud bullshit, but probably not. Like who's he got to play? That leads him to the quarterfinal matchup where he faces either Tsitsipas or Rublev, and
I think he dog
easy.
walks Rublev. I really think Tsitsipas and him go 5 sets.
Really? Okay, interesting. Well, we really just hit the highlights here. Any other matchups that I'm interested to watch Sonego and Ugo Humbert. That'll be a fun one. Humbert, the 17th seed. Pedro Martinez
Never bet the French.
Pedro Martinez could be in France at the French Open. Why not?
Never bet the French. They'll only disappoint you.
Pedro Martinez could be playing Andre Rublev in the second round. Might be on upset alert there. Pedro Martinez has had some notable runs. Not the pitcher. We've got Triple Z playing Alexander Vukic. We've got Tsitsipas playing Fuxkovics. I can't say his name. Is that how you say it? That was pretty good.
I don't know.
Nishikori is back. He's playing a qualifier. Purcell is playing a qualifier. Nishioka is playing FAA. Korda is playing Mayo. Rusevori is playing Kwan. Draper is playing qualifier. We discussed that. So yeah, very weak quarter in my opinion. I think this is a very easy road for Alcaraz. If you see plus money for Alcaraz to take the third quarter, I'm probably going to take that. So be on the lookout for that play because sorry, Tsitsipas, I love you, bro, but come on. This is Alcaraz's to lose.
All right, fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter is headlined by the number 8 seed, Hubert Hurkacz, who's playing a qualifier. Then we've got Moreno de Alboran, the American, who just had a pretty notable win. He's a wild card, playing my pick for Rising Star of the Year, Brandon Nakashima. 2 Americans facing off against each other. Luca Van Ash is playing Denis Shapovalov. Qualifier is playing Francis Tiafoe. Tabilo, who's playing really well right now, the 24 seed, is playing a qualifier. Jordan Thompson, the Australian, is playing Martyrer. Marjan is playing a qualifier as well. Kovacevic, the American, is playing Grigor Dimitrov. I can see that one being pretty competitive if Grigor doesn't get his shit together because he's been very hit and miss. He's the 10th seed out of Bulgaria. Nico Jari is playing Quentin Moutet, a Frenchman versus a really, really in form on clay, at least, Chilean and Nico Jari. That'll be a fun one to watch. He's the 16th seed. Alexander Shevchenko is playing Aslan Karatsev. Atmane is playing Sebastian Offner. I think you had a recent bet on Offner as well, Chris. I can't remember, but
sure did.
That should be a good one. Atmane is a wild card. Offner definitely in better form, but who knows? Maybe he's riding a little bit of a high right now and he gets caught off guard. Sebastian Baez, who just lost today to Casper Ruud, is facing a qualifier. Cam Norrie is playing Pavel Kotov, who lost that best of three to Alexander Bublik today.
Pavel
Looking
did
for
not look
revenge.
bad though.
No, he didn't, but he kind of did. He made a lot of errors. Just could not capitalize. Definitely should have taken that one off Bublik. I don't know if he beats Cam Norrie, the 32 seed, but I probably wouldn't bet on it, even if there was value. Here's a legacy matchup I alluded to before. So at the bottom of the bracket, it's Stan
Andy Murray,
Wawrinka.
Stan Wawrinka.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my God, dude! I immediately noticed that two of the oldest guys on tour just elder abuse immediately.
Who are you taking?
Oh, Stan the man. Yeah, I just watched Andy, who just creamed him. Somebody just absolutely dominated.
Literally half the fucking tour.
Well, in his last match, who did he play in his last match?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I know you're talking about, but he was expected to move on to play Djokovic, right?
Yeah,
and he didn't move on. Djokovic played. It was probably Hanfman then, right?
He tried to blame the rain delay.
It was probably Hanfman then.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Andy Murray's plus 150. Stan Wawrinka minus 180.
Murray got dog walked in the second set, 6-2. Like he tried to blame it on the rain delay. Look, I love Andy Murray. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away from him. He's just old, man. He's old. He's out there. Yeah. He's out there having a good time.
Yeah,
these other cats are sharks.
He needs to be filming more TikToks with Draper. That's fun for us. Last two matchups are Richard Gasquet is playing Borna Coric, and Chris Eubanks is playing Jannik Sinner, the number 2 seed. I've seen some folks saying this is kind of a tough draw for Sinner. I don't see that until at least the third round, probably later. I don't see him having a problem with Cam Norrie if that's who he comes up against. And even after that, Nico Jerry or Sebastian Baez, most likely. Still, maybe I think, you know what, if Sinner's nursing an injury still, if he's occupied with his alleged new relationship with Kalinskaya, which I guess there was some photos released with them at a restaurant lately. Yeah, and I know. So maybe he's preoccupied with something else, and Nico Jerry can steal one off of him and move on. But this looks like it's coming down to, I would say, Sinner and either Hurkacz or Tabilo. I really like the way Tabilo is playing. I hope he keeps it up because he looks great. He's fun to watch. He got a lot of hustle. It seems like he wants it. So would love to see one of those three come out of the fourth quarter. If they've got decent odds on one of the either of the second two, Hurkacz or Tabilo, I might put a half a unit, maybe a quarter unit on one of those guys.
Are Tabilo and Jerry on the same side of a bracket?
No. Jerry would have to go through Sinner. Tabilo would have to go through Hurkacz. And Tiafoe. Sorry, or Tiafoe. I got that. Tiafoe would have to go through Hurkacz to face Tabilo.
I like that path for Tabilo.
Same. Same.
Tabilo versus Sinner quarterfinal. I could.
You would have to go through Dimitrov. That's the big name in Tabilo's section. But again, not loving the way Grigor's playing. So
it's me, Grigor. I just imagine that's what he sounds like.
That's the draw. It did take a little bit longer than we wanted it to.
Okay. You're gonna chop it up. I mean, the first
not that much.
40 minutes. It's probably 40 minutes.
All right, whatever. We've got sandwiches to order. We got croissants to order, whatever else you eat in France. The fucking escargot's on the way.
Yeah, escargot and hose, baby. That's how we do it with our boy Roland Garros.
Roland's not here yet. Maybe he's bringing the escargot. Any parting thoughts, Chris, before I let the viewers go?
All hail Kazakhstan and King of Kazakhstan, Alexander Bublik. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart for fighting it out today.
All right. Well, that's a nice thought in Vic's place for the country of Kazakhstan. I'm sure.
I'm riding coattails, guys, for sure. Man, I wish I could touch you. Look, I could almost.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Vic is obviously the one who got me hooked on Bublik, but the guy is fun to watch, smashing rackets. He was cursing at his coaches, his like in between sets instead of talking to his coach. He was like, "What do you want? What do you want from me?" The guy is fun to
he's a
watch,
showman.
and he gutted it out.
I appreciate that. He's a showman. All right, that's the draw for Roland Garros of men's singles. Really exciting tournament we're looking forward to. We're going to have a full breakdown betting wise coming at you during round one, day one of round one. So apologies we can't get to you before then, but hey, I think you're really going to enjoy the episode. So make sure you guys tune in.
And we're going to have a
notification.
special guest.
No promises, but it's something that we're working on right now. Make sure you guys catch it. In order to do so, like, comment, subscribe down below, hit the bell, turn on notifications on YouTube. Also, catch us on Spotify. All our episodes are on there. That'll give you notifications as well. We'll tweet out when the episode gets posted at Faulty Picks on Twitter. All the information's in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for joining us at our little corner cafe here in France. We're really looking forward to a finale to the clay season here at Roland Garros. So join us. Let's make some money. Bet responsibly. Follow our picks to make sure you do that responsible gambling. And in the meantime, on behalf of Jamar Chase and JLS, thank you for joining us.
The curse of JLS is broken.
Thank you for joining us at the Gambling Racket, and we'll catch you all next time. Take care. But yeah, cool.
For all the viewers out there that think I'm bald, you ain't know about this.
Did people think you were bald? Have you gotten comments about
Yeah,
that?
you didn't see that one viewer comment we got?
No.
That says the fat guy bald too.
No way. Are you serious?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.